This has been a really odd week for gaming for me. I've been 3 games have came out that I've really wanted. Those are Enslaved, Sonic 4, and Naruto Shippuden UNS2 Ultimate Ninja. I know I said that wrong. It's great. So I wanted to go over them, and here we go. I'll start off with Naruto Shippuden UNS2, and I haven't really gone far into this one because it was only released yesterday, but it's surprisingly really good. It's really, really good. It covers the time skip, the 2.5 year time skip to the pain arc, I believe. I think it's a pain arc. And really, it's awesome for beginners of Naruto and for people who have played Naruto for a long time, because there's a lot to collect. I can already tell that. So good points first. I didn't have that many goes on online, but online's really slick. I had a few fights and there was a slight delay, but to be honest, this game isn't Blaze Blue, it isn't Street Fighter 4, and it's not trying to be. It's pretty much just get in there, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a scrap, you get out a winner, and if you lose, you do feel like you've lost and you haven't been cheated out of it. Because this is a game. When you're into the fighting system, no one can say anyone was button bashing. Well, they can, but they can't say they won because of button bashing. If you button bash, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm sure people are going to spam some moves. There was a guy that I faced, Mike Guy, and he was always doing that dynamic the kick, dynamic kintoi, and he kept doing that. But you've got to refill your Chikara gauge, and otherwise you can't do the moves. So you've really got. Surprisingly, there's a lot to the fighting system. You can't just keep busting out moves. You can't keep going Shoryuken, Shoryuken, Shoryuken. Because that's one of my biggest problems with Street Fighter. Other than that, there's not much to say about the fighting system. I haven't gone through it yet. I haven't gone through all the ultimate jutsus. I think there's a lot more to unlock, but I've only got the basic ones. Everybody near enough fights the same. You just got to pick out some. There's little specific things that are different, like ranged characters or close range combat characters. Like Hinata is strictly close range, and Temari is long range because she can use the tornado. Kiki Mari, I think it's called. But if you're looking for a deep fighting system, it's not actually that bad. Surprisingly, not that bad. Okay, that's enough of the fighting system. But surprisingly, there's a lot more to this game. When you get into the game, it's, if you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, you go from A to B. There's like set paths that you can take to like the Sand Village, to the Rain Village. I think you can take a path to the Rain Village, and I'm not kidding here. It does the RPG moments much better, much better than Final Fantasy 13 did. Because with Final Fantasy 13, you were only in a line going that way. There wasn't like multiple. Well, there was, but they didn't go anywhere. Yeah, when you get to the end of the path, there's usually an item box, or sometimes even nothing. But with Naruto, you have a living, breathing environment. When you when you're into the village, you can take on missions from people, and I don't think it does it as well as the first one because there's multiple people needing stuff at the same time. Well, this one seems to be two people need help at the same time, and that's it. And then you've got to carry on with your mission, then get back to the village. So they haven't all got a problem at the same time, and you can't just walk your way through that. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but I don't know. But here's one cool feature, and they really, it's quite simple, but it's really effective, and that's when you enter a battle. You can decide if you want to eat a bento, which can give you a good stats effect like increased speed or increased strength, or less chakra consumption, and it's really good. It's really good for that. Also, if you take damage in a previous battle and you haven't healed, or the game hasn't automatically healed you, sometimes it does that. You carry on that damage to the next battle, which gives it a lot of RPG moments, and it's really effective. That's why I'm saying it's better than Final Fantasy 13 at doing the RPG bits. You don't gain experience points. You gain these storm points. I really don't know why they're there. It gives you titles. I think that's the only thing it gives you. I might be wrong because I haven't gone through the entire game yet, but it just seems like the titles are kind of wasted on that kind of thing. Like, it's set up so you play the game longer. But I could be wrong. You could get unlockables, but I won't hold my breath. You also get money to spend on various things like equipment, which again, they didn't do that in Final Fantasy 13. You basically gather all your equipment by stores and save points, and I never liked that. Never liked that. I always liked it when you go from town to town, you go into a weapon shop, you go into an item shop, and it really feels like a living, breathing town. That's what an RPG is supposed to do. It's supposed to put you into this world. It's supposed to be this magical world that you enter. It's a storybook come to life. And when it gets lazy, when you can't talk to anybody, or when you buy your stuff at just one save point, it doesn't work. But with Naruto, this game, it works. You really feel like you're in Konoha Village. There's 40 characters, but they mostly play the same. Like I said, there's little differences, but they don't really matter. Other than that, I don't think there's really much else to say about this game. It's going to be a long game, because I've played it for like 6 hours already, and I'm only on the second chapter, which is the Orochimaru. Finding Sasuke. I was trying to think his name now. But it is a really good game, and I would recommend it for any Naruto fan. It's just plain fun. Don't treat it as it's BlazBlue, like it's a deep fighting system. Like if you play this, and you get to the top of the mountain, you're a good player, but doesn't necessarily mean that you can play BlazBlue, because there's a lot to BlazBlue. There's also a lot to this game, but at times it feels like a clusterfuck. with the fighting system. I say that, but the fighting system's okay. But, like, I'm just saying, it's a lot of fun. And if you play a game because you want to be entertained, I wouldn't even say the story for this is bad. It's beautifully told, kind of cuts out all the crap, and it's just a pure game. I don't think, the only reason why it's not going to sell well is because it's called Naruto, which is, it's kind of a shame, because this is a good game. Okay, I think that's it. I'll get on to the next video now. I think I'll do Sonic 4 next. Okay, see you in a sec.